I am Akio Toyoda. First, please let me express condolences for those who perished in the earthquake in northern Osaka on June the 18th. And I would also like to express my sympathies for those others who were affected, as well as for their family members. Thank you very much for being here today, despite your busy schedules, for Toyota's Connected Day and the launch of the new Crown and new Corolla Sport. Now, let me start off with asking all of you a question. Please answer by raising your hand. And how many of you here came because you wanted to see the new Crown and new Corolla Sport? I was really wondering if nobody raised their hand, but thank you. Indeed, I'm feeling somewhat relieved. Currently, the automotive industry is faced with an era of profound transformation, the likes of which come only once every 100 years. 100 years ago, there were 15 million horses in America being used for the transportation of both people and goods. But it is said within as few as 20 years of the appearance of the Ford Model T, nearly all of such horses were replaced by automobiles. And now, 100 years later, appearing as our new rivals right in front of us are technology companies which have a way of thinking that is different from that of the automotive industry. I think we can say that we are approaching a phase in which there is a possibility of tremendous change in the future of the automobile. Because Toyota was born 80 years ago, its birth coincided with the period in which the mode of transportation in America was switching from horses to automobiles. In 1955, 18 years after the company was established, the first generation Crown debuted as an authentic passenger car made with the genuine domestic-bred technologies. Several of the state-of-the-art technologies used in the first-generation Crown, such as a first-wheel double wishbone suspension, were strongly opposed by taxi operators who were our customers, as only 2% of the Japanese roads at that time were paved. The reason for the opposition lied in worries about durability in view of the poor road surfaces. Kenya Nakamura, who oversaw development of the first-generation Crown, countered such by saying, if manufacturers are able to solve technical problems, the quality of riding comfort will lead to better service for customers, which is why he apparently intentionally employed the latest technologies. For the customer, one should do what one thinks has merit, even in face of surrounding opposition. This belief of Mr. Nakamura lives on in the hearts of Crown engineers today. The first-generation Corolla was born in 1966, about 10 years after the start of the sales of the Crown. The price of the base model then was 430,000 yen, as the average annual income of a salaried worker then was 480,000 yen. The Corolla was an epoch-making, can-be-owned car in that, with the help of the loan, it was well within the reach of the members of the middle class. Its rivalry with Nissan Sunny stirred the market, and it became a symbol of the motorization of Japan. To tell the truth, the first car I bought after joining Toyota was a Corolla GT. The Crown and Corolla went on to become beloved cars, and as long-selling models, they served as the pulling force for Japan's motorization. So how did it come about that horse-drawn carriages would be replaced by automobiles in America, and the motorization was able to make advances in Japan? I think the reason is because it was fun to move by car. Aren't we, as automobile manufacturers, now being asked, will cars still be fun from now on? More than being the president, I am a master test driver. As a master test driver, I drove the new Crown and new Corolla Sport. At that time, I told the engineers, one word, nice. I can say with confidence that these have been honed as truly fun cars. However, the concept of fun, when it comes to cars, is now starting to largely change. In addition to hitherto performance in the form of running, turning, and stopping, new performance in the form of connectivity is being expected of cars from now on. Before entering today's venue, I believe you might have seen the e-palette that was unveiled at CES in the United States in January this year, and the GR Super Sport unveiled at the Tokyo Auto Salon 5 days later. What did you think? Actually, these two models have something in common. They are both connected cars. Just what kind of car would come into being if the connected company which announced the e-palette were in charge of the Crown and Corolla? And just how fun would such a car become if it were seasoned with the emotional senses of the GR Super Sport? Although the e-palette and GR Super Sport are concept models, the new Crown and new Corolla Sport being revealed today are models that offer customers real connected experiences. Please take a look at Toyota's new world created by the fusion of the virtual and the real. I present to you the new Crown and new Corolla.
The new Crown and the new Corolla. What do you think? Thank you very much. So here in front of you, both of us, or both of them, are rather nervous, but they look quite fine. So from here on, I will hand over to the Executive Vice President Tomoyama, and he will be introducing the new world of Toyota Connected, the new Crown and the new Corolla Sport. Thank you very much. So the new Crown and the new Corolla Sport. What do you think? So you have this low and agile body, and it is a person-car unified driving performance honed at Nürburgring. And the new Corolla Sport has the wide and low sporty silhouette. It is having a nimble driving performance. And of course, both of them have the safety package, Toyota Safety Sense, as standard. And so they follow on Japan's tradition. In other words, the two basics have made a great evolution. As regards the product details, today here, along with the vehicles, are the chief engineers who are standing by. So by all means, please have a closer look later. And what I would like to introduce today is that these two cars, in addition to having the basic parameters of driving, turning, and stopping honed by TNGA, are on the verge of opening the way to a new era as connected cars with state-of-the-art connectivity performance. Sorry for being late to introduce myself. I am Shigeki Tomoyama of Toyota. Thank you very much. I am concurrently president of Toyota's in-house connected company and Gazoo Racing Company. So why do Gazoo Racing and the connected company have anything to do with each other? And what is the meaning of being currently in charge of both? I'm often asked this. What President Toyota said was, IT will become indispensable for the cars to come. But if IT companies turn cars into intelligent home appliances, that will be the end of it. That's why the head of connected technologies should also be the head of motorsports. By the way, although this is a bit off the topic, after 20 attempts and 33 long years of taking up the challenge, Toyota was finally able to make its way to victory at Le Mans. Thank you so much. And not only that, we had the 1-2 finish by Kazuki Nakajima and Kamui Kobayashi, and we were able to dominate at Le Mans, the world's most historic endurance race, and it is due to your passionate support, and for that I would like to express my deepest appreciation. To tell the truth, recent motorsports has a deep relationship with connected technologies. The latest race cars are also the latest connected cars. Last year, I was granted the valuable opportunity to test drive a TS050 hybrid race car that was competing in Le Mans. But cars of such caliber are extremely difficult for amateurs to drive, so I quickly came to regret my decision. First, I had to read the thick manual in English. Then I was lectured on operational methods by the driver Kamui Kobayashi, and then the chief engineer gave me all kinds of information on things to watch out for. And then at the end, when it came to me having to sign a waiver agreeing that in the case of whatever eventuality might occur, I would not complain, by then I was ready to get away from that place in an instant. I was especially nervous at the start. Set the pit mode, first start the engine using the EV button, and then once getting to 40 kilometers per hour, engage the clutch, the engine will kick in. So once on the course, deactivate the pit mode, and then do everything in reverse order when entering the pit. I tried to repeat these things in my head. Always monitor the remaining battery charge, make sure battery charge and discharge are appropriate, use the accelerator pedal and the brake pedal, and so forth. But extreme nervousness left my head blank. At any rate, I was able to start, and just as I was confused about what I was supposed to do next, the control center came in over the radio saying, "Deactivate pit mode." And I thought, oh, I forgot. I deactivated it and headed toward the first corner. From then on, the center monitored the state of the vehicle in real time, supporting me when needed, allowing me to safely finish the first lap, and from the next lap, Based on the driving data, the software that controls the vehicle was updated to match me, and I was able to safely complete my test drive. So how was it? Well, with intense acceleration and stability, the likes of which I had never experienced before, and with involuntary laughs I let out despite my face being stiff with nervousness, I would have to say I had quite an exciting time. An amateur like myself was able to drive the state-of-the-art stealth fighter plane-like machine safely and securely because that is what connected cars are all about. As you know, the GR Super Sport concept that premiered at the Tokyo Auto Salon at the beginning of this year is a supercar that features the power unit of the TS050. We want everyone to be able to get a taste of the world top-level environmental performance and prominent driving performance of the TS050. With such a thought in mind, we unveiled this concept model. Of course, the GR Super Sport concept is a sports car that is easier to handle than the TS050, but it is still a 1,000 horsepower ultra-high performance hybrid machine, so that our customers will always be able to feel secure while being able to fully and safely bring out its performance. It is like the TS050, an advanced connected car. The antenna sticking out from this loop, do you know what it's for? It says T-Connect on it. By using this antenna, we plan to provide such things as driving support, remote maintenance, and updates of onboard systems programs based on real-time driving data. If the GR Super Sport and 5 days before the GR Super Sport, the e-palette was unveiled, and you could say that it is the e-palette is like the next generation covered wagon if the GR Super Sport is a next generation racehorse. And car sharing, ride sharing, transport, e-commerce, and other business solutions will be possible. In other words, in terms of the mobility services brought to reality by the e-palette, a single e-palette, depending on the time and situation, can be used for various purposes by various business operators. And furthermore, what is unique is that not only can it be used for the moving of people and goods, but with a little creativity, it is possible to take the whole shop to the customer. That means instead of going to buy something at the shop will come close to you. This is where an information palette that connects the e-palette and various service operators, a mobility services platform, or MSPF, comes in. Through an MSPF, each e-palette can consistently undergo remote maintenance, and also the MSPF additionally will be able to forecast the demand for the movement of people, goods, and services, allowing the e-palette to already be close by when someone calls for it, rather than traveling to the customer after the vehicle is called on. So it is the ultimate just-in-time services that we are trying to realize. Exciting, isn't it?
Well, although both the GR Super Sport and e-palette have been created under the premise of future commercialization with a desire to deliver the appeal of connected cars to everyone in a more familiar form and sooner, we have the new Crown and new Corolla, which are no less than Toyota's strategic connected vehicles. These two connected cars come standard with a DCM communication system. Working through a car security system, a DCM links with a vehicle control network. and connects to a mobility service platform for the unfolding of various connected services. A real person, not a machine, is watching over you, your car, all the time, 24 hours. You can be connected to that person anytime. It's amazing to think if you buy a Toyota car, a dedicated concierge is attached to your car. It's amazing. On board DCMs allowing customers' vehicles to be connected 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, make just-in-time services possible, delivering security, which is very important for being connected. To begin with, Toyota has had an unwavering business philosophy that has been passed down over the generations from company founder Kiichiro, known as just-in-time, which is the origin of the Toyota production system. Just-in-time means making and transporting what is needed, when it is needed, and in the amount needed to downstream processes. Here, the end of the downstream processes does not refer to where a vehicle comes off the production line, but rather to each individual customer. As customers' sense of value expands from objects to events, just-in-time is being called upon to connect with customers in a more direct fashion in real time. Said another way, a seamless flow from car and manufacturer and dealer will be essential for just-in-time going forward. And that is to be shouldered by connected technologies. What Toyota views as ideal connected service are not those that can be seen in intelligent home appliances in which IT and AI ostensibly come to the forefront. Connected services should be tools that allow real humans who can connect on an emotional level to be present at the end contact point with customers. In other words, such services should be human-linked connected services. That's why, together with the evolution of connected technologies, it is necessary to continuously train the people involved, or to put it another way, we should apply the Toyota production system principle of continuous improvement. During the development of these connected cars, I recall the establishment of 22 years earlier of Team CS, a department for supporting operational improvement. President Toyoda, who at the time was a manager in charge of a sales region, attempted to introduce the Toyota production system into dealer operations. He established a continuous improvement entity that would lead the way. I was called upon to serve as a second in command. Through continuous improvement activities in various areas, like a habit, Mr. Toyoda would say, I want more contact points with our customers. We believe that being able to provide just-in-time security for as long as our customers use our cars is the true mark of the Toyota production system. This is what we thought even in an era in which use of internet had yet to take full hold. Based on such thoughts, and as a result of the endless pursuit of customer contact points, we struck upon connected technologies. Now, 22 years after those early days, information technologies have largely evolved, and we are again on the verge of taking up the endless challenge of bringing in customers. With a new Crown and new Corolla Sport serving as a spearhead, Toyota has decided to install DCMs on all new vehicles models to come. And we will expand the dealer outlets accommodating the connected from 2,200 outlets of Corolla and Toyota to 5,000 nationwide by the end of this year. And we will establish operator training center to prepare for the expected the increase of demand. Toyota is actually serious.
トヨタは本気なんです。コネクティッドで始まる
By all means, please look forward to the new relationships between manufacturer, dealer, and customer, as well as those between people, cars, and society that will start with connected technologies, and to the Toyota business innovation that such will create. Thank you very much.
皆様、本日は本当に
So,
ありがとう
ladies
ござい
and
ました。
gentlemen, thank you so much for coming today. The other day, I went to visit a dealer in Fukuoka, and what I saw there were service engineers who were carrying out their work as quickly as possible so the customer's vehicle would be safe and secure. It was exactly like the scene that I would normally see in a racing circuit. What made me most happy was the glass windows of the service garage that allowed customers to keep a watchful eye over their beloved cars. Since around the time of our founding, Toyota and its dealers have stood by a creed that goes customer first, dealer second, and manufacturer third. Through the evolution of connected technologies, we are able to get even closer to our customers. From now begins an era in which the last mile contact point with the customer will decide victory or defeat. However, connection with our customers cannot be made overnight. Since the start of the automobile business by Kiichiro 80 years ago, we have felt that there was a world we could realize by facing our customers. And this is since we started the Kaizen of our operations and dealership stores 20 years back. The reality of continuously creating long-time bestsellers cherished by people for many years, such as the Crown and the Corolla. The reality of delivering to even more customers better products at more affordable prices through the Toyota Production System, or TPS. And the reality of the person at the top of the company loving cars, creating Toyota Gazoo Racing, driving the roads of the world, and risking his own life to thoroughly build cars that are safe and secure and that stir emotions. All of these are the result of the accumulation of our efforts to face the customer and carry out Genchi Genbutsu, particularly the Crown and the Corolla are special cars for Toyota. Equipping the new Crown and Corolla Sport with connected technologies means pursuing in earnest the widespread use of connected cars. And by facing the customer and being closer to them, it will be possible to provide unprecedented and completely new services. The customer's voice will accelerate the evolution of new technologies, such as autonomous driving technology, and lead to the birth of future mobility. While Toyota is a car company, it has companies such as Toyota Connected and Toyota Research Institute that are pioneering virtual worlds. I believe that having both real and virtual worlds will be the strength of the Toyota that is to come. In closing, to survive in this era of profound transformation, the likes of which come only once every 100 years, I have decided to have Toyota undergo a redesign from being a car-making company to being a mobility company. A mobility company is a company that provides all kinds of services related to movement. Throughout the ages, the people who change the world have been those who have a passion for wanting to make the future better. I want to make the new Crown and the new Corolla Sport a place where people with a venture spirit can come together. I also see the Crown and the Corolla steadily evolving based on the introduction of new ideas and new technologies brought forth by many like-minded people. I want to build the future of mobility together with you, with such like-minded people. There was a person who gave me insight about the thinking and actions required in the era to come. That person said, the guiding principle behind action is not following precedent, but speed and disregard for precedent. And the kind of leadership that is required is not a so-called nemawashi type of leadership, but rather one of joining me. To all of you, will you not build the future of cars together with me? For those of you who agree, join me. Thank you very much for your attendance today.